A honey badger just walked into a nest of 10,000 bees on purpose, and what she does next will make you question everything you thought you knew about what a mother is capable of. The Okavango Delta in Botswana is one of the last places on Earth where the wild still writes its own rules. Water and land blur into each other here. Vast papyrus swamps give way to islands of ancient fig trees, their roots gripping the dark soil like old hands. Termite mounds rise 8 feet tall from the floodplain. The air is thick, humid, alive with the sound of insects and the distant bass note of hippos shifting in shallow channels. This is a place of abundance and of danger in equal measure, where the food chain runs both directions, and the most unlikely creatures carry the most extraordinary stories. It is early morning, the blue hour before the sun takes full control, and a honey badger named Zola by the field researchers moves through the low brush with the particular confidence of an animal that has never, not once in its entire evolutionary history, accepted the concept of limitation. She is compact and powerful, perhaps 10 kilograms, her broad white-silver back catching the first pale light above a body of pure glossy black. Her claws, built for digging through concrete hard termite mounds, leave deliberate impressions in the soft earth. She moves fast, nose low, reading the ground the way a scholar reads a page. She has a purpose this morning that goes beyond food. Behind her, tucked inside a shallow burrow dug beneath the exposed roots of a sycamore fig, something small is waiting for her to come back. The cub arrived 4 weeks ago. He is a single kit, round-bellied, squint-eyed, a tiny replica of his mother in black and silver, still carrying the soft, unfocused curiosity of the very young. He does not yet know what he is. He does not yet know that he is, pound for pound, the most fearless thing walking on this continent. For now, he only knows her smell, her warmth, the sound her claws make returning across dry ground. He knows she always comes back. And on this morning, that faith is about to be tested. Zola was away for less than 40 minutes when it happened. A martial eagle, wingspan over 6 feet, talons built to crush the skull of a monitor lizard, spotted the burrow entrance from 300 meters up. Eagles are patient. They are precise. They had been watching the fig tree all week, cataloging its occupants with that cold, perfect aerial intelligence. When Zola left, the eagle dropped. The cub's cry is not loud, but Zola hears it. She is 90 meters away when the sound reaches her, and every cell in her body ignites at once. She turns and runs, not the cautious trot of an animal assessing risk, but the full-throttle sprint of a creature who has already made every decision she needs to make. The eagle had the cub pinned at the burrow entrance, one talon through the loose scruff of his neck, wings spread for lift. 5 seconds more, and he was gone forever. She hits the eagle like a thrown stone, no warning, no display, just impact, claws and teeth finding the bird's wing joint, her grip so ferocious the eagle shrieks in shock rather than pain, because the pain hasn't registered yet. It drops the cub, it tries to gain altitude, and Zola does not let go. She hangs from the wing for 3 full seconds before the eagle tears free and beats upward, damaged and furious, banking away into the blue morning sky. On the ground, the cub scrambles back into the burrow. Zola stands over the entrance, chest heaving, and stares after the bird until it disappears. She has won this round, but the eagle will remember this tree. It will come back. For the next several days, Zola changes. She moves the cub twice, digging new burrows with the methodical urgency of an engineer under deadline. She stays closer, foraging shorter distances, cutting her hunting radius in half. She teaches him in the way honey badger mothers teach, by doing everything in front of him, letting his small nose follow hers into termite mounds and rotting logs, letting him bat at beetles with unsteady paws, while she watches with the patience of an old professor. He is quick, he is bold in the way all honey badger cubs are bold, which is to say, completely and slightly terrifyingly. He charges a tortoise 3 times his size on the 4th day, and Zola watches without intervening. Good, her stillness says. Learn that too. But the eagle comes back on the 6th day, and it brings another. 2 martial eagles circling the fig tree in wide, slow arcs, taking turns descending to test the defenses. Zola charges both of them off the ground twice, but 2 birds working in rotation is a different equation. While she drives one away, the other drops. She cannot be in both places. The cub, sensing the shift in his mother's energy, presses flat against the inside of the burrow and goes completely still. Smart, but stillness only buys so much time. This is where Zola does something that the research team, a team of 4 experienced wildlife biologists who have spent a combined 60 years in the field, will describe in their notes simply as deliberate. 40 meters from the fig tree, a colony of African honeybees has occupied a hollow in a leadwood trunk for 3 seasons. The hive is enormous, thrumming with 40,000 bees, its entrance a dark knot of ceaseless activity. Every large predator in the delta gives it a wide berth. Honey badgers uniquely do not. Their skin is so thick and loose that bee stings barely penetrate, and their anal secret glands produce a secretion that researchers believe may partially sedate or disorient bees on contact. Zola knows this hive. She has raided it twice before, in and out in under 2 minutes, absorbing 10,000 stings the way a rhino absorbs rain. She approaches the leadwood trunk from downwind, moving slowly now, not stealthily, but deliberately, unhurried in tension. She digs at the base of the hive entrance with both front claws, raking the wood, releasing the colony's alarm chemical into the air. The bees erupt. A black, roaring cloud of them pours out of the trunk in a rolling sound and fury, expanding outward in every direction and directly towards the fig tree 40 meters away, where 2 6-foot wingspan eagles are still circling. What happened next took 11 seconds. The bees found the eagles before the eagles could process that the threat had changed, and eagles, for all their aerial mastery, have no answer to 40,000 bees. Both birds peeled away from the tree in chaotic flapping retreat, climbing hard and fast, scattering in opposite directions across the delta sky. Within 2 minutes, the eagles were gone, not circling a distance, not regrouping, gone. The bees, having neutralized the aerial disturbance, returned to their hive in a buzzing, disorganized mass, and the fig tree stood quiet in the morning light. Zola emerged from the grass near the hive, covered in bees she seemed to simply tolerate, and walked back to the burrow entrance at the measured pace of someone who had just handled business. The cub came out slowly, blinking. He pressed his small nose against his mother's muzzle. She huffed once, a sound the research team had never recorded from her before in 4 years of observation, and curled herself around him in the shade of the fig tree roots. The bees dispersed. The delta went back to its ordinary, extraordinary morning, and somewhere far to the north, 2 martial eagles were reconsidering every decision that had led them to that particular tree. The cub is now 3 months old and running beside his mother through the floodplain grasses, nose to the ground, already reading the earth the way she taught him. He charges things he has no business charging and survives by the sheer refusal of his bloodline to accept the word no. In 4 to 6 months, he will be fully independent, a sovereign of the delta in his own right, immune to venom, impervious to pain, feared by leopards, despised by lions, and completely indifferent to the opinion of either. He will carry in the architecture of his fearlessness the blueprint his mother drew with her own body on the morning she turned a hive 10,000 bees into a weapon and pointed it at the sky. Justice in the Okavango does not announce itself. It does not wait for fairness or favorable odds. It digs its claws into whatever is available and refuses to let go. And sometimes, if you're a honey badger mother who has decided that today is not the day the world takes something from her, it hums with 40,000 wings and fills the air above your child like the most extraordinary shield ever built from nothing but fury and instinct and love. Nature has no fiercer mother than this. If this story moved you, if it reminded you what unstoppable love looks like, share it. Someone out there needs to see it today.